Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my full face, bulletproof, sweat-proof makeup routine. So if you want to see how to get a sweat-proof face, then just keep watching. Okay, so first things first, let's prime the face. And I am going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. So let's just give our face a spritz. Let that dry. All right, so for foundation, I'm going to be using the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. This is a 24-hour wear and comfort, and it's transfer resistant. Mine is in the shade 260 Bisque N. I also love, this is my favorite. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This one I'm obsessed with as well, but this one's a little bit dark for me. This is in 3N1 Ivory Beige, so I do need to get another color to mix in with that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this all over the face with my finger, just dot it on, and then I'm going to take working in sections. You want to work in sections. I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to spray it with a setting spray, not a primer spray, a setting spray. So I'm actually going to be using the Scandinavia Bridal setting spray, and I'm just going to spritz my brush. I'm going to spritz my makeup sponge, and I'm just going to start pressing that in. And spraying our sponge will just help to ensure that it kind of stays all day, all night. Going to like a concert tonight, so I need my makeup to last for a while. All right, first layer is done, so I'm gonna go in with a light second layer, just in the areas where I feel like I want a little bit more coverage, mostly down here. I try to avoid the under eye area and the forehead, just because I don't think, unless you have something that you need to cover up, we're gonna go in with concealer, so I try to avoid the under eye area, because under eye can start to look cakey if you have too many layers. Does anyone else have the problem where your foundation either sticks to the sides of your nose, or it's just red and it just won't work with you? Because that happens to me constantly. This foundation isn't as bad. Some foundations are just, it looks so cakey, but there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, next for concealer, I'm going to use the Tried and True Tarte Shape Tape. And this is in the shade Light Neutral. It's actually even, it could be a little bit too dark, but I'm just going to put 4 dots underneath the eyes. Because this is such a heavy concealer, you don't want to do too much. Down the center of the face. Let's spray our brush again. I keep saying brush. Spray our sponge again. All right, now that we're all concealed, as you can see, I didn't really highlight my under eyes. It's kind of the same color as my foundation, and I did that on purpose because I didn't really want to draw too much attention to them. Sometimes I like the highlighted look and sometimes I don't, but tonight I'm not going for that look. So next, I'm going to set everything in place. I'm going to be using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Luminous Light. Looks like that. All right, so first I'm going to take my Morphe E48 brush And I'm going to make sure there's no creases underneath the eyes, which I do see some, so I'm going to pat that out. And now I'm just going to lightly just press. Same thing on the other eye. Right, I'm just going to set the rest of the makeup in place before we use concealer. Actually, I decided to use a different powder for the rest of my face. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade 2 Medium. This one is actually a little bit dark for me, but it does match when I have a tan. And this is the color. So taking my Morphe E3 brush, just going to pat that in. This is such a beautiful setting powder. It really does give you that airbrushed effect. So does the Hourglass one, but yeah. Okay, so next for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer in the shade Tantastic, 104 Tantastic. It's this one that everybody raves about. And it smells like the beach. It smells like the beach. So nice. It's really complimentary on like almost all skin tones. I'm surprised at how well it works for me. So I'm so happy that I did buy it and that it's actually permanent now. It's not limited edition any longer. I'm going to take this Japanesque brush. I got it from Ulta. And I'm just going to start bronzing. I like to work in circular motions. I like to take product on my brush, tap it off, and then kind of just work in circular motions, just for an overall bronze look at first, and then I'll go in and contour. Okay, now that the cheeks are done, I'm gonna go along the hairline. This is kind of like an overall bronzy look anyway, because I'm a little tan right now. How do you guys like my eye look? Let me know if you want to see a tutorial on the eye look. It's actually funny because I did my makeup this morning and I used a completely different palette. I used the Anastasia Soft Glam palette this morning to do like a pink kind of eye look. Simple, very simple eye look. It's like three shadows. And then because I'm going out tonight, I took off just my face makeup and left my eye makeup on, and then I just transitioned it to a nighttime look using the Jaclyn Hill palette and just some glitter. So let me know if you want to see the eye look, a tutorial for the eye look. Okay, so next I'm going to contour, and using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I'm going to take this first shade here on my Morphe M523 brush. I'm going to take a little bit, top off the excess, and just lightly with a light hand, back and forth, just back here by the ear. And it just makes it a little bit more defined. And along the hairline, underneath the lip. Next, we're contouring the nose. I don't do like a harsh contour, I just kind of bronze the nose more or less, but I'm gonna take that contour shade on this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, and I'm just going to bronze it up, / contour. Sorry if my lighting is a little weird. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight, and I'm gonna be using my favorite highlighter. The cheapest highlighter that I own is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in 10 Be My Highlight. And I'm just going to take my sponge, spray it with the setting spray, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it in there and then tap on the high points of the cheekbone. This will help to give it a more natural glow. Okay, so hopefully the camera can pick this up, but do you see difference? Hopefully the camera's picking that up. I can see here, right here, versus here. When you apply blush over the highlighter, it looks kind of more like cohesive and blended versus like contour, blush, highlight, bam. You know what I mean? Cupid's bow, chin, center of the forehead, just a bit. Okay, maybe a little bit more than a bit, but it just kind of adds that luminosity and glow back into the face since we were looking so like monochromatic before. Alrighty, next for blush. For blush, I'm going to take this Tarte blush in the shade Party. It looks like this. It's a very light pinky nude shade. I'm going to take my Morphe E4. Okay, next I'm going to clean up this a little bit. I'm going to take the Maybelline loose finishing setting powder in the shade Fair Light. I'm gonna put that on my sponge. Take that on the tip of the sponge, and I'm just going to kind of carve that out just a bit. I'm gonna bake lightly. I don't really like to bake too much. Not a huge fan of baking, especially not the under eyes. Just gonna let that sit there for like a minute, and then we'll dust it away. Okay, well, while that is sitting there, I already did do my eyebrows earlier and I didn't wipe it off when I wiped my makeup off. So I am just gonna go back over my eyebrows, and I'm using the IT Cosmetics Universal Brow Pencil. Just gonna further define them, that's all. Okay, so now that they're looking a little bit more defined, I'm gonna go in with two brow gels. The first one being the Essence Make Me Brow, and this is in the shade Soft Brownie Brows. And this is just going to give it a little bit more hair-like strokes. I love this brow gel because it's like highlights for your brows. Okay. And then I'm gonna go in with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This will lock them in place. But these are not gonna move. All right, taking my brush and just dusting away that bake. You can see how it's a little bit more defined now and not so flat. So I'm just gonna finish up my eyes, just my lower lash line, and I'll be back. All right, so we have one last final step to make sure that this face does not move all night long, and that is to set it in place. And I'm gonna be using the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. And I'm just gonna go in. Ready? So the trick basically is to prime your face. You could use two primers if you want to. You can use, you know, like a regular primer, and a hydrating primer, and then use a spray, a setting spray, or primer spray on top. Then you're going to spray your sponge with a setting spray, and then at the end, after you've powdered and set that in place that way, you're gonna go in with another layer of setting spray. And that's it, to make sure that your makeup doesn't move all night long. Okay guys, so this is the final look. What do you think? Did my hair a little bit, it's a little messy. But the last thing that I did forget to do was my lips. So let's do that now. So first I'm going to prep my lips with just some lip balm. This is just the Burt's Bees. Next, I'm going to line the lips, and this is the ColourPop Lippie Pencil in the shade Skimpy. It's a nice nude color. I love it. Okay, so we're just gonna line the lips with this. I'm actually going to fill in my lips with this lip liner too. This will actually help whenever you put on stay in place as well, so that it lasts longer. Because once whatever you put on top fades off, you're going to be left with this nice wash of color. I absolutely love the ColourPop Lippie pencils because they're so smooth. They go on so smoothly and flawlessly that they're perfect, honestly. And this is the perfect nude shade. It's more of a brownie nude. So depending on what kind of shade of nude you like. And putting that layer of chapstick down first helps to not, you know, for it to go on a little bit smoother and not make it so dry. This is gonna be a lot of steps. So next I'm gonna use a lipstick. This is the Maybelline lipstick in the shade Nude Lust, 920 Nude Lust. Obviously it's a nude. And I've gone through, this is my second one and I'm almost done. As you can see, this is all I have left. So I'm gonna be purchasing another one. This is my favorite from the drugstore. Okay, so just put that right over top and it matches perfectly. And when you can stop here, you can definitely go with more of a nude lip. I want a little bit more. No, I really like the nude lip, so I'm just gonna go in with a gloss on top. I just love glossy lips. I'm into glossy lips. I'm not really into matte lips. Even when I wear liquid lipsticks, I always put a gloss over top because I'm just obsessed with glosses. Okay, so this is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. And this is in the shade Fenty Glow. I think it's just a universal shade as far as I know. Okay, so we're just gonna apply that over top. Okay, I love it. It's a perfect nude. Can you guys see? Up close and personal. It's a really great nude color. I love it. It makes my lips look pouty. Everyone wants that pouty look, right? So yeah, that's it. And that completes today's look. So if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel to help me grow my channel. Just trying to do what I love doing, you know, doing makeup, talking about makeup, all things beauty. That's basically the purpose of my channel. Like I said, please like this video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.